All right, and so what we're trying to do here is find the three geometric means in between these two numbers. And a geometric mean is just a term in a geometric sequence. So we need to figure out the common ratio. So for instance, if we knew that the common ratio was 2, well, we could just multiply by 2 to get this number, times by 2 again, and then we'd get all three numbers. It's probably not going to be 2, so let's figure out what it is. And what we're going to do is, again, rely on this formula, a sub n equals a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. And, excuse me, so this is, so we actually have some information here, right? We have a sub 1. We also have a sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a sub 5 as well, okay? So here's what we can plug into the formula. We can write that a sub 5 is equal to a sub 1, which is 7 over 2, times r. We don't know that. We're trying to figure it out. But if I plug in a sub 5, that's n, right? So I know n is 5 for that term, so I'll put 5 minus 1 up here. Now, I have two variables, but I do know what a sub 5 is. A sub 5 is 56 over 81. So I can write 56 over 81 is equal to 7 over 2 times r to the 4. Okay? Now, what I'm going to try and do, so there's two ways that you can solve for r here. One is just be like, oh, well, I'm taking a number times a variable, so I'm going to divide to undo it. That's one method. A method that is a little bit, I don't know, I think is a little bit more intuitive is anytime you have a fraction, you can multiply both sides by the reciprocal of that fraction, and it will undo the fraction, multiplying by the fraction. So you can see here that 2 over 2 is 1. 7 over 7 is 1, so on the right, I will just get r to the 4. On the left, I have, I don't know, a mess. So let's figure out what the mess is. So we will just take 2/7 times 56 over 81. And we get that, we'll put it as a fraction, so that's 16 over 81. And if you had taken 56 over 81 divided by 7 over 2, that would have worked fine as well. Then the last step is to take the fourth root of both sides to get r by itself. Okay, so I'm going to end up with r is equal to the fourth root of this. And in your calculator, in Desmos, you're going to go, all right, well, functions, and then miscellaneous, and then fourth root is right here. Or sorry, nth root is right there. So you put in 4, and then you're going to put in 16 divided by 81. So you get 2/3. So r is 2 over 3. If we know that, then we can figure out what these terms are. So this term right here is going to be, let's do some scratch work here, is going to be 7 over 2 times 2/3. Right? That's our common ratio. So when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across the top and the bottom, so you get 14 over 6, which ends up being just 7 over 3. And then, again, you can put this in Desmos as well to get the simplified fraction if that's confusing. So then the next term, you're going to take 7 over 3, times that by 2/3. That'll be 14 over 9. All right, and then lastly, you're going to take 14 over 9, times that by 2/3. Again, you can use Desmos to do this if it's easier. So 28 over 9 times 3, which is 27. So 28 over 27. And then if you times that by 2/3, you'll get 56 over 81. So that's how you do number 37.